What's going on, guys? Astro here with Hidden Profits Crypto. Before we get into today's video, as usual, I want to give a huge thanks to everybody who's been supporting the channel. We just passed 3,000 subscribers a few days ago. We're already on our way towards 4,000. I appreciate you guys so much. Thank you, everybody, to all the new subscribers. If you haven't subscribed yet, we upload every Monday, Wednesday, and Friday. We upload a lot of small cap altcoins, hidden gems, and other great projects. So if that sounds interesting to you, make sure to hit that subscribe button. Anyways, let's go ahead and get into today's video. Today, we're going to be taking a first look at a new gaming DeFi project, kind of similar to DeFi Kingdoms. Now, if you guys are viewers of the channel, you know that I've been looking into these projects a lot more recently, as I do like the mix of a game and DeFi. I think it adds a whole nother element to DeFi. So, you know, we checked out DeFi Kingdoms as well as DeFi Mons, but this one is kind of similar to DeFi Kingdoms, but it's on Harmony One's blockchain. This is Tranquil Finance. Now, just a few days ago, Tranquil Finance, or the coin native to their project, Trank, hasn't really been doing much, but has completely popped off with an announcement of a game that, like I said, is similar to DeFi Kingdom. So I figured we'd just go ahead and look at the article and kind of go over some of the information that's put out. Anyways, let's just go ahead and get into it. All right, so here we are at the Twitter page, Tranquil_Fi. Now, this is a first algorithmic money market and liquidity staking protocol for Harmony One. Now, they have two coins, the TRANQ, Trank, or the ST1 token, but we're not going to get too in-depth into the Tranquil Finance project itself, but more or less the game that they're planning on doing. So let's go ahead and scroll down here a little bit. We got this tweet yesterday. Happy New Year's, Tranksters. We are very excited to unveil our ambitious roadmap for 2022. We're taking Tranquil in a whole new direction as a key piece in a greater DeFi metaverse game world. So this is the article we're going to go ahead and read. Now, as always, I suggest you guys come over here, you know, go through their feed a little bit so you can get a feel for it. Go on the website, do your own research, and check out what that project actually does. So, you know, as usual, you guys don't just want to throw money into, you know, something I tell you about because I'm just a guy on the internet. So let's go ahead and head over to that article and we'll get into it. All right, so this is the Medium article. I will leave the link in the description below so you guys can just find it right there. So our radically ambitious roadmap for 2022, taking Tranquil Finance into the DeFi metaverse game world. So I'm not going to go over this entire article because the beginning is just kind of talking. You can see here it's a recap of kind of how Tranquil Finance has worked in the past. But I mainly just want to focus here on the metaverse game because we know crypto metaverse is going to be huge and is huge. I'm sure it will only grow more this year. Now, before we get into it, I keep mentioning that it's like DeFi Kingdoms, and unfortunately, I do think it can be a little too similar, but it's hard to tell with these new projects because you don't really know what direction they might take it in the future. So I figured I'd bring it to you guys' attention. Like I said, the token is going bonkers right now, and I will go do a little price analysis at the end of the video, so make sure to stick through. But anyways, let's go ahead and get into this. So Defira is our vision for a game world which not only hosts Tranquil Finance as an in-game lending protocol, but also a full suite of all major DeFi primitives, such as a DEX and a cross-chain bridge. After launching on Harmony, we will bring Defira cross-chain, including leveraging our own presence on Kronos chain with Mima's Finance. Moreover, we're building engaging gameplay with collectible and breedable NFT heroes. As an avid gamer and game developer, we plan on exploring innovative gameplay mechanics that we think truly take advantage of the strengths of the blockchain-based games. So DeFi Metaverse, we envision the capital city in Defira to be a bustling metropolis filled with magical powers and fantasy races. Its main landmarks each host a fundamental DeFi primitive, creating a true DeFi metaverse. So they'll have the decentralized exchange built in. That'll be the marketplace, a bank with a lending protocol, temple, which you will be able to stake liquidity, Skyport, which will be the bridge, apothecary, which will have a launchpad. You'll be able to mint stable coins. There'll be a yield optimizer, which will be the vault, and the armorer, which will include insurance. In addition to their presence in the game world, each protocol will also support a non-game interface in which each protocol will be a first-class DeFi product in their own right. On other chains and protocols we don't have experience with, we may partner with leading projects there rather than creating our own. Now, I will say a lot of these things that they are planning on having in the metaverse, such as the marketplace, the bank, Some of these are, obviously taken from ideas of other games already, but I do think that the armor with the insurance, as well as having a launch pad in the game, is a really cool idea, honestly. But compared to traditional DeFi protocol, however, the governance tokens for protocols in the Defira metaverse will have additional functionality as resources can be used in the game. The Tranq token will be our first example and experiment in augmenting a DeFi governance token with additional GameFi utility. In our initial launch, we will integrate Tranquil Finance for the lending protocol and staking liquidity protocols, and we will also be building a new DEX with a focus on incentivizing ST1 pairs to build liquidity for our liquidity staking token. We believe this is the key step in driving the growth and adoption of ST1 through the Harmony ecosystem. So their gameplay vision, our primary inspiration for Defira is 16-bit JRPG video games like Chrono Trigger and Final Fantasy series that we enjoyed fondly in our childhood. The world and characters will be beautifully rendered with an anime-inspired pixel art style. Now, again, I hate to continuously bring up DeFi Kingdoms, but the characters are looking very similar. You can even see here in this next paragraph, after our first milestone of building a rich game world hosting various DeFi primitives, we will release NFT heroes featuring a summoning mechanic inspired by Axie Infinity and DeFi Kingdoms. We want to specifically focus on the quality in terms of art and animation of these NFT assets, as they will play a key component in the gameplay. So obviously you can see here, they're bringing inspiration from basically two of the biggest crypto games, I would say right now. Obviously Axie Infinity kind of is holding the crown, but DeFi Kingdoms is very well on its way up there. So I do think if they could take kind of the best parts of both projects and then take their game down kind of their own path, that could be, pretty beneficial in the future. Although the NFT hero mechanic is inspired by other blockchain games, we have a unique and innovative vision for the core gameplay loop. Instead of making yet another turn-based battler, we want to build a persistent grand strategy 4x game, which truly takes advantage of the strengths of the blockchain medium. Personally, I am not a big fan at all of turn-based battle games. Really, the only game I would even say that I even like that's like that is Pokemon, if you consider it that. But we will just have to see how the gameplay really comes out. Players can start as a small party of adventurers and work up the ranks to be the ruler of the vast empire. However, along the way, they must deal with scarce resources limited by geography and be wary of dangerous enemies, including other players. We want to experiment with deflationary PvP game mechanics as players compete for land and resources on persistent world map. With great risk comes great reward, as well as a very gripping high-stakes gameplay. I do think the idea of fighting for land, or maybe you take out whoever owns it and now you own it, and then somebody comes and fights you for it, and you have to defend it. That is a really cool idea. We'll really just have to see how that plays out, specifically whereas a lot of these games with buyable land, you just buy it and it's an NFT that you own. So I don't really know how it would work when you're competing for it, but with the resources and all that stuff, we'll just kind of have to see how it goes. On a more personal note, our lead developer, X Yamcha, started programming at a young age because he wanted to make video games. Before his extensive career at a FAAMG company working on products used by billions of people, he worked briefly in a AAA video game industry and has credits in the title in the Dragon Age series. I have heard of Dragon Age. I don't think I've ever played it, but I know a lot of people who do like it. So it's good to know that one of the game devs actually does have a good background, specifically working with a AAA game studio. That can be great. All right, so the tokenomics for the Tranq token, in the same way that Tranquil Finance is reimagined into landmarks in the game, the Tranq token is also reimagined as the Tranquil Orb, a mystical gem of great magical power. So in addition to its current utility, the Tranq token will be required as the cost for critical in-game features such as summoning new heroes or purchasing the land deeds. So they're obviously you will be able to buy the land deeds, so I'm not really sure how that'll work with competing for them, but we'll just kind of have to see. So Tranq spent this way will be permanently burned, which is great. Hopefully for the price of Tranq long term. A lot of things that involve transactions, actually burning some of the supply is pretty good. Additionally, X-Tranq and locked Tranq stakers will be eligible for lotteries, including for a portion of Defira's initial Gen Z heroes. So again, with DeFi Kingdoms, you have Jewel, and you can stake that in the bank or lock it up in the bank, and you receive X Jewel. Whereas here, you'll be using Trank, and then you can just stake it for the X Trank. And obviously, you're going to need that to get the Gen Z heroes, which are going to be the biggest and basically the most important thing in the game. And I'm sure they'll be extremely expensive to either buy, or, you know, you can probably make a good mint off of selling them, you know, later on in the future. So Defira will have its own governance token, Defira, making our design similar to the multi-token model popularized by Axie Infinity and other play-to-earn games. However, unlike these games, which face extreme inflation and negative price action for their in-game token, Trank is backed by actual utility from DeFi. So you can see the Defira orb. So in this way, Defira's tokenomic design augments the DeFi tokens with GameFi utility and its GameFi tokens with DeFi utility, substantially addressing the weakness of tokenomics in each model alone. So stay tuned. This is just a short summary of our vision for Defira, which cannot be adequately described in just one article. We have been working on this project in stealth, and we'll share more details and in-depth documentation in the coming weeks as we approach our official announcement and launch. So like I said, you guys can go and follow them. They have an actual Twitter page here, which I guess I probably should have showed you guys, but here it is, at Defira Game. So if you don't want to follow Tranquil Finance, which I do suggest you do, as they are the ones making the game, I would definitely go over here and drop a follow for these guys as well, so you can stay up to date for any of the updates they have for the game. So that's pretty much going to wrap up this article here. Like they said, they have a lot planned and they can't really all get it in one article, but I think for now, this gives you kind of a basic example of what the game is going to be. So, you know, we are seeing a lot of parallels for some other games that are coming out, but like I said, we'll have to just see how they do things differently and what they can do to pretty much bring their own spin, so it's not just the same formula over and over and over again. All right, so now we're going to go ahead and head over to the chart, and we're just going to take a quick price analysis of the Trank token. All right, so here we are at dexscreener.com. This is the Trank wrapped 1 pairing. So you guys can come and check this out if you want, but you can basically see here we've been kind of just going sideways between like 13 to 25-ish cents for quite a while, since back in November. And then when the game got announced here a couple of days ago, you can see it just absolutely shot off, went from about 13.5 cents all the way up to about 94, and now it's currently sitting at around 73. So unfortunately, I couldn't get the video out before it kind of took this next leg up. But I do think there is a lot of potential here. If it is going to kind of follow in the footsteps of Jewel, I definitely think there's a ton of upside, but we really will just have to see kind of how they do the game. I don't think you're making too bad of a choice if you decide to buy at the current level, but you could also kind of wait and see if it pulls back to this 34-ish cents range. And that would be a great entry, but that's assuming that it actually comes down that far. You could also look for an entry around 57 cents if it pulls back that far. But this could just be kind of a hype pump. And once it's been a few days and people kind of quit thinking about the game, it might pull back a little bit, but it's really all just kind of, you're just going to have to see what happens. All right, so it's going to wrap up today's video on Defira and Tranquil Finance. If you guys want me to take a more in-depth look at Tranquil Finance itself, apart from the game, just leave a comment down below. I have no problem taking a look at it. I've been kind of getting into the Harmony One ecosystem a lot more, as I think there's a lot of pretty good projects on there. I'm not exactly the hugest fan with some of the things with Harmony One, but I do think with the great fast transactions and the low fees, you know, you really can't beat it. So that's going to wrap it up. I hope you guys enjoyed the video. Make sure to leave a like, leave a comment down below, letting me know what you guys think about Tranquil Finance or Defira. If you guys are excited for the project and plan on getting into it, let me know down below. If you haven't hit that subscribe button yet, make sure to do so. We upload every Monday, Wednesday, and Friday. I will see you guys Friday, and until then, peace.